Welcome to Firefly Wrestling. My name is Nick, and I will be your guide for this episode. It is episode 25, I believe, I've got the number right. And we are in August. Saturday the 4th of August, 1984. And we are on a roll. We have just ticked over the medium size. And that means today I can introduce to you, I'm very proud, I forgot to actually set up the images. FFW Elevation. My image seems to have not come through, because I put it under events. For now, we are, where is that? Whatever, I'll go back to it and fix it later. We have got FFW Elevation happening showing every single Wednesday, taping every fortnight. And we are prepped and ready for some banger elevations. Tonight, we have Summer Stakes, which I did forget to pre-book matches, which does mean we're going to give a penalty on the show. But I think that's fine. I think we shall survive, because it's going to be a very good show nonetheless. For those who are new to the series, we have one relevant competition that you guys should be aware of. It is called the Battle Leagues. It is our version of the G1. 2 groups of 4, round robin, and the 2 winners of each group make it to the semi-finals. That will be happening on this very show. At Summer Stakes, the next show, we'll have the semi-finals. The Firefly takes on his previous mentor in Santanico. We have Kurt Hennig and Bret Hart colliding for the first time ever. We have a tag team title match between Atsushi Onita and Cactus Jack taking on the champions, the Brain Busters, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. I should go to that tab. And we have the World Championship on the line. The 3-time World Champion, Terry Funk, takes on Jack Armstrong, one of the greatest challengers to that belt, putting some of the best matches in this company's history, despite not having the stats for it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun today. I hope we will all enjoy, because I'm going to go book the show and I'll be with you in just one sec. Let's hit the intro. Welcome to our first show of the episode. It's Summer Stakes. It is our episodely pay-per-view. It's being held at the Lawler Event Center in the Southwest. It's going to be on PBS, where we have medium coverage across the Americas and Canada. Not as much across the rest of the world yet, but we're hoping to get there one day. If we go back down to our first ever Summer Stakes, the 2nd of August, 1980, Tully Blanchard defeated Terry Funk to win the Battle Leagues. The only time the Battle League winner was in the main event, I believe. That was also the same show where Jake Roberts defeated Bill Anderson to win the World Championship, or retain the World Championship, which in his own right is kind of funny. The Firefly is still here. Terry Funk's still here. Tully Blanchard's still here. So we've still got a couple of names on that list who still are with us today. At Summer Stakes 1981, we had, in the main event, Terry Funk defeating Aeroflash to retain the championship, and Santanico defeating Bret Hart to win the Battle Leagues. Year after that, Santanico defeated Jack Armstrong, this time to retain the World Championship, as Atsushi Onita won the Battle League. Last year, Roddy Piper made his debut, beating Bret Hart to win the World Championship, as Randy Savage defeated Santanico to win the Battle League. This also gets over how successful Santanico has been in the Battle Leagues. Very, very successful. Terry Funk, Kurt Hennig also making team finals last year. And that takes us to 1984, our 5th ever Summer Stakes. Santanico, Kurt Hennig, Bret Hart, the Firefly all into the semi-finals as we open with the World Championship on the line. Couple people unhappy as is usual, as what happens in these matches, a couple people being overused, as is what happens. But I think we can get right into the show. And eventually, when it will load, there we go. As we go into a 30-man battle royal, I had to bring... Does it let me click on the names? No. I brought Joshua Ben-Gurion back to be the 30th name. Yeah, Firefly Jr. off his game. Roddy Piper off his game. Joshua Ben-Gurion has a gimmick. I don't care. He's never coming back again. This was just to fill out the 30th slot. Because they had 29 wrestlers for it. But Roddy Piper unsurprisingly win by last limiting Randy Savage. Ricky Morton went on a very good run, and so did Stan Hansen, Rick Rude, Samuel and Aeroflash. Good all round from a lot of the guys, which I'm very pleased with. Any big notable things happening in here? I doubt it. Yeah, a lot of people being inconsistent, rusty, or poor at certain things. But that's fine. Let's go into our main show, which starts with a 65 rated segment. Probably only below a 70 because of the failure of creative finish. But Terry Funk defeats Jack Armstrong with a spinning toe hold after, some blatant cheating. Terry Funk makes his second defense of the World Championship. A 70 from Terry Funk. A 47 from Jack Armstrong. Terry Funk is still the World Champion and will face the winner of the Battle Leagues today. We then go to a 70 rated semi-final match. Arguably, needed more time for the storytelling. But Kurt Hennig isn't over enough right now, which did kind of mean he couldn't be on TV quite as long. But he got an 80, an 82 from Bret Hart. They've got great chemistry, and a set rating was a 70. I mean, I think that's a longer match. We don't get a penalty for needing more time. That could easily be our best match of all time. These two are both phenomenal, and Kurt Hennig has defeated Bret Hart. We then go to the next, where the Firefly defeats Santanico with the lights out kick. Storytelling match gets a 53 for the Firefly and a 75 for Santanico in a 71 rated segment. Two killer segments to start off the show, or start the Battle League semi-finals. So we then go to a tag team title match. And I was umming and ahhing about who to have win this match. But the winner is the team of Atsushi Onita and Cactus Jack. After Onita pinned Tully Blanchard, and Onita and Cactus Jack are the FFW Tag Team Unified Champions. This was kind of a weird segment. Arn Anderson is in a bit of a bad spot physically right now. He's very, very high fatigue. So I kind of limited his involvement a bit, which I think may have penalized the match. But also, that's fine. Probably ran a bit long as well. It'll be okay. 55 for Cactus Jack, 54 for Onita, 52 for Tully Blanchard. All of them did very, very well, so we can take that. And we've got new tag team champions. Keeping pushing Cactus Jack as fast as we can. And he did very well in this match. Best performer in the match again. But now we go to the main event. It is Kurt Hennig and the Firefly to win the Battle Leagues. And the Firefly defeats Kurt Hennig in 12 minutes 49 with the lights out kick. The Firefly really off his game with a 52, tells me this match could have been even better. But the Firefly has won the Battle Leagues. Kurt Hennig and the Firefly have great chemistry. That is a new thing for us. That is great to know. Because they can be great opponents as well. All the more reason to keep Kurt Hennig flying up the card. 73 rated segment. Did I not finish this promo off? I think I just didn't finish the promo. That's kind of funny. Okay, yeah, Terry Funk and the Firefly can now stand face to face, mentor and protege, and they will go head to head at Fall of Champions. That should be one hell of a match. Terry Funk, I need to change his gimmick, or at least tweak his gimmick. The Firefly's gimmick is A-OK right now. Kurt Hennig slightly being overused, but we got a 71 overall nonetheless. Maybe could have been a bit better with a couple of changes, but once again, super impressive. Cactus Jack takes some praise. Santanico takes some praise. Bret Hart takes some praise. Santanico pointed out as a good example. Seemed pleased, very happy, seemed pleased as we make 177k on the show. And we go up. Popularity all across the board is a beautiful sight to see. Saskatchewan, Quebec not going up, but that is fights over Great Lakes and Hawaii. But I cannot complain when we are at 20 in Alberta, 62 in the Southwest, and 43 in the Mid-South. Good, fast progress. Just we want to see. And let's take a media scrum now. We're medium-sized, and we are about to start our TV show. Is Randy Savage unreliable? I'm sure that it was a one-off. Cecil Show, what's your thoughts now? It's over. Roster should be very proud. No singles major star under the age of 30. I'll bring in develop. Plenty young talent. It's up to them to grab the brass ring. Rick Rude is doing great. Just shows how good life is. O'Neill's got a bad wheel. I don't know what that means. It's his decision, sure. Woefully short on wrestlers considered to be actual stars. You keep showing up to the shows, so that's on you. We've got a lot of potential stars. We're going to focus on building them up. Please don't, Nisa, who's not going to be one of them. Kurt Hennig is one of them. And that is the end of our media scrum. And that is the end of Summer Stakes. I'm going to see you guys all in a little bit, because just after the next cut, we are going to be at Elevation. And on Elevation, we are going to... Well, Elevation will be our first ever TV taping, and I am so very, very excited. I'm going to see you guys all in a little bit. Until then, take care. Dodge the cut. It is our first time on live TV. The 30th episode of Elevation is our first one as a TV channel. We have made it to the signature medium-sized trait. And we have got a big show on the cards today, I think. One person unhappy with their match, but hey, that's fine. We have a lot of matches on the card, including 3 open challenges, 1 title on the line. It should be a lot of fun. Also, of course, a whole bunch of surprises for our debut on the TBS TV show. If you're on TBS for a while, so it doesn't really make the most sense, but it's fine. It works. Let's give it a run. Opening us up, Jesse Ventura and Roddy Piper come down to the ring, and they announce that all around America, all around Canada, the Rowdy One has been given a time slot to let the world know how great he is. He's going to prove it tonight on Elevation. He's going to debut, or he's going to host Elevation's debut TV match against any plucky underdog looking for a fight. Much better promo than what I just said. And we've got our new logo, which looks a lot worse because it's a lot more squished than I intended. But that's fine. It's going to do the trick at the end of the day, I think. And that's what we're looking for. It's a nice little logo as we go to our next 74 rating on debut as Roddy Piper defeats Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with the sleeper. 49 from Ricky Steamboat in his debut is not bad. 75 from Roddy Piper is better. Great work just on the match as a whole. And we look at his gimmick. He gets better psychology during matches, which is amazing. Because he's very much going to be one of our storytelling guys. Let's go Ricky Steamboat, who is someone I'm very interested in building up over time. Because I think he can be a big stalwart for this company. For the next 5 to 10 years, probably. Until he starts dropping off. He is very, very good. And his stats are incredible. Good star quality as well, actually. I didn't know about, but I just saw in the bonuses. Any penalties? They were holding back a bit, but that is fine. Then we go to our next segment, which is a tag team match. Sudden Impact are allowed to challenge for tag team titles again, and they are going to make the most of it. Sudden Impact defeats the Heavenly Bodies after Brad Armstrong gets the win. 48 for Jim Brunzell. Not amazing. Worse than he normally does, to be fair. But a 57 from Brad Armstrong is very good. And kind of exactly what we want to see. Stan Lane, by the way, is the Intercontinental Champion in WWF right now. On weird things that happen in this world because we stole all their good people. They made Stan Lane. Stan Lane, a top performer. Questionable decisions being one of our mid-card or tag team jobbers, but hey, they can do them. And then we have Bret Hart coming down to the ring. He says he's looking for a fight. He knows he wasn't good enough the last few months. He got pinned back to back in matches, and that's the first time that's ever happened to the expression of elegance. No. Expression of perfection? I don't know. He has a moniker. I don't remember it. He needs to rebuild himself and do better. And he knows that he will for all his fans. He's ready to get back to tapping people out. Tapping out the best ever do it in the middle of this ring. I should really read my promos before I say them. Kurt Hennig then slides in the ring for steel chair and takes Bret out in one hit. And then another and another. He tells Bret that no one is better than him. And it isn't a fluke that he won. He is just that perfect. 66 rated segment rating. I was expecting maybe slightly high, not much, but maybe a bit higher. The fight was pretty good. And yes, we're going into a Bret Hart, Kurt Hennig program after they set the world alight in their debut match against each other, or their first match against each other. I feel we've got a lot more between them going forward. Then we go to our next match, which I believe is the Santanico's Open Challenge, in which he defeats Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. 11. Okay. This is a match I added because I was running short on time. Dusty Rhodes is purely a backstage booker right now. 11 is ridiculously bad. That is terrible. Santanico got a 74. Firefly Jr. gets better ratings than that. Dusty Rhodes got a small boost for his microphone skills. Well, that's good at least. Yep, okay, Santanico wins at least. Good win for Santanico. He's pretty dragged his ratings down because of that match. Dear Lord. It's fine. Still 74 rating from here is very good, even if Dusty Rhodes let us down a lot. Can we just get Cody in already? That'd be much preferred. Let's then go to our Aeroflash Open Challenge. Man, it's just not working out for Aeroflash on this run, is it? It is not clicking for him. Aeroflash defeated Steven Regal in 12 minutes 56 by submission. Steven Regal, our second debut of the night. And one of the guys I'm really excited for because he's stupid young and already pretty solid. 36 could be a lot better, but isn't terrible. Them not clicking did not help. But a 49 segment rating isn't too terrible as our bad match. Got this blue blood gimmick. Poor rating, but hopefully it will go up in a bit. Yeah, I want to push Steven Regal a decent amount, but it is kind of hard to work out where to push people in this game right now. So we've got so much good talent. So one of the downsides of being able to just have all the best talent in the world at this point is some of them have got to be jobbers, and it's kind of rough that when you have William, like who became William Regal being jobbed out, it's going to be an interesting one. But then we go to our final promo of the night. And it's not a bad one, considering the Firefly was in the promo segment and normally does kind of bomb them a bit. The Firefly comes down the ring to celebrate the Battle League's win last week. He knows how good Terry Funk is, and it will not be the first time that they have faced off. But he is certain he is up for the challenge this time. This is the best he has ever been, and he knows that he must be doing his very best to become world champion for the second time. Terry Funk comes down and goes off on the Firefly, calling him ungrateful and rude. He is a generational talent, a role model for every young, aspiring wrestler around the world, and the Firefly should be respectful and forfeit this chance at the world title like any good mentee. I think there's more of a segment than is on here. I thought there was a way to click on it and it would pop up and like tell you the rest of the promo. That's apparently not a thing anymore. Or at least I've not made it work. Which is... No, there we go. Don't know why that worked. It just made it a whole lot smaller. But I can read it out now. The Firefly goes to on... As the Firefly goes to respond, out comes Randy Savage, who was very angry. He tells Terry Funk that he was cheated out of his chance for a rematch, and he wants back in. At that point, Rick Martel comes and joins in, and he agrees he should get another shot at the world title. Terry Funk interrupts him, saying, not a chance in hell to be able to go one-on-one with the Funker. He is too smart to take on any risk like that. Randy Savage interjects and tells him that it's already official. Randy Savage versus Rick Martel tonight. And the winner gets a shot at the world title next week. Let's go to that match, which gets a 68. Not perfect, but good enough. Good wrestling, decent wrestling from the crowd. Rick Martel defeats Randy Savage by submission with the Boston Crab after some interference from Stan Hansen. Unknown why Stan Hansen has interfered in a Randy Savage Rick Martel match. But it was meant to go out and steal the show. And they didn't quite steal the show as much as I hoped. But I think they've done pretty okay. So we finish up that show. 71 rating is not bad on our debut. Especially when our best match was the opener between Roddy Piper and Ricky Steamboat. I should just trust Roddy Piper a bit more. As we finish off that show, I'm going to go run through locker room incidents before the next show, book the next show, and I will be back in just one cut. Okay, our second taping of the week as we get ready for the last show of Elevation. We are taping right now. Then in 2 weeks we'll be back to do it all over again. This should be a decent little run of fun, I think. We're going to kick off with Rick Martel taking a promo and then a few more matches down the card. Getting people some reps and whatnot. I'm probably have to try and add some more pre-show matches as well for future weeks because we've got a lot of people who are not getting any work tonight, which is a shame. And we could do with these guys, especially ones we're paying a lot of money to. So let's take a look and see how this show is going to get on the road. Starting off with a big, successful promo section, Rick Martel comes out and talks about his opportunity tonight. How much it means to him. But he's also interrupted by Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura, asking why he thought he was allowed to open up this show. It is their show. Roddy Piper opens the show. They start to circle Rick Martel, But then Randy Savage slides into the ring and gets in between them. But all that does is, as they're staring down, prompts Stan Hansen to run into the ring and start taking on Randy Savage. This leads them to a big 4-way brawl. And Rick Martel ends up standing tall. Really good promo. Rick Martel needs a script, but really good from everyone involved, it looks like. So I think I've got to be pretty happy with that, right? It's kind of the right direction we want to be going in. We then, 53 rated tag match. Not too bad. The tag team division feels like it's gone a lot weaker on the weekly TVs. I think everyone's rating's going to be a bit lower. And the tag division's got like the most noticeable ones so far. But Dean Malenko, the best in the match for 51, is pretty good. Ricky Morton at 49 is below average for him, but it is a storytelling match, so not quite his specialty. We can accept the 53 for that as one of our weeks. Oh my god. Arrow Flashes doesn't click with anyone, does he? That is 2 back-to-back opponents, which he just doesn't click with. Dear Lord, and Jushin, this is a high spots match. This is meant to be good for both of them. Jushin didn't even look that good in the match. Dear Lord, okay. Well, hey, Thunder Liger won't lose popularity when I make him lose. That's good, I guess. Dear Lord, this is terrible. 44 segment rating is awful. Okay. Saving it, not that much, is a 58 rated segment where Ricky Steamboat pulls off a 65 in his second ever match. Damn, he is good. We didn't tell him to do any storytelling, and he did amazing, amazing work. Tag team specialist bonus for Butch Miller and Luke Williams also doing pretty well, though they weren't stellar, which was we didn't really expect from them in the end anyway. We then have Kurt Hennig cutting a promo from a chair at home. Kurt Hennig is stuck at home because he's been told he's suspended until they can work out what to do with him now that Bret Hart is going to be off injured. He tells Bret next time he shows his face, he'll make sure he can never walk again. Things are heating up between Kurt Hennig and Bret Hart. We then go into a bit of a wild brawl match with a Barbarian defeats Cactus Jack by pinfall, pinning one half of the tag team champions after Tully Blanchard has interfered. The Barbarian got 53 in this match, very good, and Cactus Jack got 49. Not half bad from Cactus Jack either. And then we go to our main event. Terry Funk defeats Rick Martel in 6 minutes 10, which was a good match that did reach our segment rating of 70 cap because it didn't go very long. Because Rick Martel is not over enough to get this much TV time. So we couldn't put too much time into this show. But hey, he's got enough. He should be getting over very fast from the last couple of weeks. And he got a 70 segment rating this week. Terry Funk makes defense number 3 of the World Championship. Pretty good run from him, actually. He's been on a pretty solid couple of matches. All his matches have been playing very good. 76 for him is also a great performance, as he is now going into his contest at Fall of Champions against the Firefly in 2 weeks' time. Hot new move from Terry Funk is also good to see. So we then go to the post-show. Terry Funk refuses to release the spinning toe hold, and it takes the Firefly running up to make the save, and they get into a brawl as the show goes off the air. That is all for this show, folks, says whoever's on commentary. I think it's Bobby Heenan. Maybe it was someone else I brought in. I know, it's someone. As Terry Funk and the Firefly hitting up their rivalry, going into Fall of Champions. Thank you guys all very much for watching and enjoying so far through the episode. We are halfway through with 2 more Elevation tapings to go, and I will see you at those 2 just 1 sec. kicking off our second Elevation taping of the episode. Coming close to the end of the episode, I think. 2 more shows to go. And this was a really bland card. This card could be a lot better, but I wasn't sure what to do with a lot of the matches on this card. We're going to kind of heat up towards that Fall of Champions, which is, by the way, now making its debut on a new streaming network I can't remember the name of, because we signed a new deal with a bigger broadcasting deal, and hopefully the improvements to our production values will not absolutely murder us. But we will have to see how that goes. Let's start the show with Rick Martel and Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper comes out and tells the crowd, this is what it's meant to be like. Him starting at the show, proving how great he is. He is so much better than the locker room, especially that overcompetent rodent, Rick Martel. Rick Martel comes down to stare down Roddy Piper and tells him that they may have bought a ticket for the rowdy one, but they will stay for the showstopper, the best in the ring. And as he says it, bang, a steel chair to the back as Kurt Hennig takes out Rick Martel. Rick Martel still not great in a promo, but Roddy Piper is a star, and Kurt Hennig doesn't pull it down all too much. Great work from all of them, other than Rick Martel. But good enough work from him. He's still up and coming. He is making his mark, and he is making good popularity gains as well, as you're trying to elevate him into being an actual main event guy for us. We then go, Aero Flash had a good match. It's a miracle. As he defeats Junichiro Teniru, who got a 59. Not bad for someone who's not over at all. Like a Ricky Steamboat. Very, very good performers who are kind of just making their start in this company. Teniru does lose by submission, but that is fine as Aeroflash makes his sixth defense of the FFW Great Lakes Championship. I was actually meant to add something in after that. I forgot to do. Dang. Good thing to remember. I will fix that next episode. Whoops. We then have Ricky Morton defeating Jim Brunzell, as both these tag teams got wins in the last 2 episodes. Both these tag teams are desperate for another shot at that tag team titles, now that they are no longer banned from fighting for them. And Ricky Morton takes the lead as he defeats Jim Brunzell after somewhat of a distraction from Robert Gibson. Brad Armstrong. Words are hard sometimes, guys. Brad Armstrong and Robert Gibson in their fight on the ringside leads to Ricky Morton taking the win over Jim Brunzell. Now that's how you're meant to talk. Oops. Then we go to that's annoying. What is meant to be a bit of a squash match as Stan Hansen murders Bob Balassi. Because Bob Balassi looks like the oldest older man. He looks older than Ric Flair. In 6 minutes, Stan Hansen puts down Bob Balassi with the lariat. Awkward, bad, they didn't seem to click too well, but 65 rating is still fine. As Randy Savage and Stan Hansen brawl around the ringside area, getting more and more violent as their brawl continues. We then have a tag team title match on going towards the end of the show as Atsushi Onita and Cactus Jack defeat the Faces of Fear in 13 minutes 27 when Cactus Jack pins Haku for double arm DDT. Atsushi Onita and Cactus Jack have made their first defense of the FFW Tag Team Unified Championships. 60 from the Barbarian, 55 from Cactus Jack, 56 from Onita. Good from all the men. Haku wasn't as great, but Haku was never that great. It's fine. He's there to eat the pins and make the Barbarian look good in comparison, which he does as always. 60 run rated segment rating as we go to our main event match. Not a main event, but a main event match. In a 70 rated match between Santanico and Ricky Steamboat. Very good from both of them after Ricky Steamboat cheats to beat Santanico in 12 minutes 46. Santanico is still on the rise. 54 from Ricky Steamboat. Again, I'm not quite sure why, but he's not that good at storytelling matches. Despite in theory it being like nearly his specialty, other than like technical masterclasses. But hey, that's fine. He's doing enough when he's not in those matches, and he's getting 54s while having no overness at all. And then we go to our main event, 71 segment rating that involves the Firefly is insane. The Firefly comes out and he sits down first. He grabs a mic and tells the crowd how thankful he is for them. How he promises to tear his mentor down step by step. Terry Funk then comes out and puts his face into the Fireflies. He doesn't that his promises mean nothing. No one's promises mean anything in this business. The only thing that matters is if you win or not. And we both know that you can't beat me. Terry tries to take a swing, but he gets a super kick and a lights out kick onto table for his troubles, which the show is finished off by a frog splash through the table as Terry Funk is left lying in between the shattered pieces of wood. That is a very nice show. 69 overall rating. I said it before the show even ended. 18 increases in popularity is amazing. As we will now go to our next TV taping, which I've got to get all set up and booked. And then I'll be right with you to end off the episode. We are blessed with a very stacked go-home show tonight. Last show of the episode. And then, yes, I did say it last episode. We're going to tick off a bunch of achievements because we've got so many to tick off. This has been an amazing a month and a half for Firefly Wrestling. So let's go through the card nice and quickly. We have a couple of big trios tag matches. I have a match in the series between the Rock and Roll Express and Sudden Impact. It does remind me, peek behind the curtain here, because it will tell you kind of what I'm planning, but I don't think that is super surprising with the current division being very face heavy. Both set to turn good, and let's kick off the show. Roddy Piper comes and cuts an 85 rated promo because he is just that damn good. He opens up the show talking about how much better everyone is than Rick Martel. No one came to see him right. And if you did, you're an idiot, so shut it. He proposes, how about Rick Martel bring a few of his friends? And he'll bring a few of his. And in the main event, Roddy Piper will prove to the world that Rick Martel is talentless. Needed better commentary because the promo was just so good from Roddy Piper. We then go to our next segment. If I can click it correctly. Brad Armstrong versus Robert Gibson. Didn't click very well, so a pretty poor segment. But Brad Armstrong got a 52, which is very good for him. And Robert Gibson a 42 as well. Both undercard guys. I can't seem to get Brad Armstrong over to save my life. He wins so many matches. It's just not enough. But that's A-okay. Brad Armstrong's got a win, Ricky Morton's got a win, and they will collide in a number one contenders match on the next pay-per-view Fall of Champions next episode. Then, Randy Savage comes out for mic in hand, ready to cut a promo. But Stan Hansen enters and they begin to brawl. No words needed between these two, as they are both thrown around. They brawl into the parking lot, and the brawl is over when Stan Hansen is deposited through a windscreen. And that will end off the brawl between our two top dudes. Then we have another terrible tag match because none of these guys have any popularity or investment on the main roster, on the main show. But the Malenko brothers defeat the Heavenly Bodies in 13 minutes, 10 seconds. When a Texas Cloverleaf is enough to submit Stan Lane. Good storytelling match, and Dean Malenko of 49 is solid as ever. Then Aeroflash comes out for a singles match against Samu for the Great Lakes Championship, but he is attacked by the Wild Hunt and swarmed. It takes Thunder, Jushin Liger, and the Firefly coming out to make the save. The Firefly grabs a mic and calls for a referee and says it's going to be a 6-man tag match between them. Very good. As we go into that 6-man tag team match, which got a 64 rating. Impressive as ever. As we had Jushin Thunder Liger and the Watchers defeating the Wild Hunt in 6 minutes and 3 seconds. When the Firefly pins Haku with the lights out kick. After Terry Funk tried to interfere and cost the Wild Hunt. Samu a 56, the Barbarian a 54. But a 58 for the Firefly is the best of the show. Doing very well there. And Jushin Thunder Liger, that is more what I expected with a 50 from him. Already outperforming Haku. And then Terry Funk and the Firefly just keep on brawling after the match. Probably an unfinished quote by me, but that's fine. As we then go into our Wild Brawl match of the night, where Santanico defeats El Snow at 8 minutes 12 by submission. Santanico is on one hell of a run right now. He is just non-stop winning, and a 70-second rating is crazy high for this match. And that takes us to our main event, which kind of underperformed a little bit. By quite a bit, actually. 70 wrestling rating, 42 crowd rating. As in 15 minutes 29, Rick Martel pins Rick Rude with a fast roll-up. They went out to try and steal the show. I swear, that match type has not been working for me so far. But Kurt Hennig with 77, Roddy Piper 77, and Bret Hart 77 is very good. Ricky Steamboat at 66, Rick Martel at 68. He has made it. And Rick Rude at 52. And that's going to close out the final show of the episode, I believe. Very good show. A very good performance from everyone in this match. As we get a 73 overall rating for our final Elevation taping. Which is in its own right very good. Because we will now go finish the show. Let's go through the financial support. We made 13k profit. We're making more money each show now. Only 97 on the last one, by the way. So that's helping the bottom line a little bit. Popularity change. 63 in the Southwest is good. 27 in the Tri-State is also good. 20 in Alberta. Slow gains across America on the TV is not we're going to make our biggest jumps anyway. But I'm going to skip the waiting sheet for you. I will see you as we start ticking off our achievements. Okay, quickly. I went to skip ahead so I can tick off one more achievement, which is our merchandise one. I will show you that in a second. But this is a great way to end the episode off. Our second most popular worker has just been in a sex scandal. And that's not great. I'm not sure if we're allowed to fire him freely. There was an article about it. Yeah, we can terminate him immediately if we want to. Oh, Lord. Okay. This is a really painful decision, actually. I do have an idea, but doesn't even really work that well anyway. Thinks he's going away to go film a movie really soon. I don't think him being toxic is going to really mess with us too much. I don't think. I don't believe it's going to take our popularity down by enough to make it worthwhile. And it's not like it was a drug bust scandal. Anders. So, I think we're probably fine for now. But that was a bit of a concerning one. I want to show you guys merchandise because we can now go back to rapidly upping our merchandise. We are up to industrial scale merch, which is great. Major stars and well-known workers can sell worldwide. But more importantly, it's going to give us another achievement. If I can find where that achievement is. Merchandise level 7. We can go over here. We get 284. Which is right here. 284 we get for that merch level. 2% worldwide company popularity boost. Actually, probably quite helpful, to be honest. And I'm going to highlight that because I don't forget it. 2% worldwide popularity boost, company popularity boost is really good, especially for popularity that we are at this point, I think. It should give us like 1 in most regions, 2 in a couple, maybe 1. But hey, that is good anyway. Television 70, I did check this earlier. We did not get, but we are close to. I think our trial is up to 51. Sign a pay-per-view cable deal of medium size. We got it big. It's not very big, sadly. We can tick that off, and that is 104. Which is another little achievement. Plus 10 other skills. Okay, it might be one of the most helpful ones we have had so far. That is always good to get. Is more skills in any region. Sign our first written exclusive contract. Gee, let's check quickly. Do we have any contracts on the books that are 3 years or not? Or did I mess this up? No, we've got Ernie Ladd. Ernie Ladd has got a 3-year contract at a lot of money. Because I probably messed that negotiation up. But we do have a 3-year exclusive contract to tick off. So that is good, and that gives us 204. If I can find 204, there we go. It's all 04s today. Which is, in theory, easy to find. 10k. Well, that means nothing. But, you know, it was a thoughtful gift, I'm sure. I'll take it. Have exclusive records on the road. I checked this already. We have both of these. We have a lot of exclusive workers. Not 50 yet, but we're not that far off either. That's one we can get ticked off probably in the not too distant future. But 443 is the first one. 443 and 401. Okay. 2 pretty close together. 443, 401. Dojo Performance Training Center upgrade. Don't have one. So that's not great. And a random worker is going to come loyal to us. Judging by we've got no competition. Also kind of pointless, but that's fine. And our last benefit for this one is 496, which you already have. So I can tick that. And I will resolve it to 163. Which is our last one for this. Shoots from the hip, shoots from the lip performance attribute. I think that means we cut better promos. I'll take it. That's good for us probably. Monthly profit has never got above 1 million in the company, but we have got $1 million in our bank. So that's another we get to tick off. As I said, we're ticking off a lot today. I've kind of saved these up so we can tick them off. 110 is we get the amazing heel performance attribute. Well, being a plucky underdog babyface. Amazing. But hey, it means we can turn heel when we want, and we know we will do well. Benefits. So I will take that. Do we have any more? We do have 20,000 arena attendance, which gets us a 330 achievement. Where is that? 330. Set a lot of achievements, guys. Level up event, 10%. Well, that's good. Also, I should quickly make sure I have got all these because I will forget. It's not the only time I've gone through and I had to go check if I've actually upgraded something like a day later because I don't do this all on the same day. Produce an event card of 80. I think we did that, but I actually genuinely can't remember. So let's quickly go over and check our events in TV. No, it's not the right one. Top hundreds. 79. No, we just missed it. But matches, we did get an 82. Rated match is our highest match. Not that relevant. But I do think the Firefly has had a match above that. Above a 70, which is another one we do need. So if I go down to the Firefly, and we go to match history, highest match is a 73 against Kurt Hennig. So, at the very least, we can tick off that one. Where is that? A 70 or more rated match. Last one we can take off of the day. We've already got that one. 56. I'm going to hope for more skills because more skills are always good. And it's +1 skill. It's not much, but it's something. Okay. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Take care. Until next time, Firefly out.